Hey, this is Dan with MassLive. I'm here at Pynchon Plaza in downtown Springfield on Dwight Street, where city officials are about to announce the locations of a new police substation and 3 new police booths, which are part of a plan to boost police presence in the area ahead of the opening of the MGM Springfield casino in 2018. So what they're going to be announcing is sort of the details of this plan that's been in the works for a while now, to install a new 41 officer unit in downtown, to really sort of boost the visible police presence here before the casino opens. I mean, there's a couple of factors to this that officials have said. The casino is expected to bring a whole bunch of new tourists and visitors to the area, so there's going to be a lot more foot traffic. So with that might come an increase in calls and reports in the area, so they want to have more officers on the ground who are highly visible so that people know where to go if they need help or information. So now they're going to be announcing the locations of these, and I have a map which I can show you to show you where these are going to be placed. These are sort of small police booths where an officer will be stationed who can take reports or sort of just give out information and answer questions for people who need help. So this, what I'm showing you right now, is the map of downtown Springfield where these locations are going to be. You can see that the police substation is going to be at 75 Dwight Street, and 3 kiosks sort of spread out around downtown. So this, as we've been saying, is part of a plan that was developed in the last couple years to install a new 41 officer unit in downtown who's expected to handle the increased casino traffic. And these substations, the little stars on the map here, are where they're going to be these officers in these lighted booths who are going to be able to take reports for anyone walking through the area. So there's other elements to this as well. There are going to be new police call boxes where you can just pick up the phone and instantly contact the police department. There's going to be new ways that officers are going to be patrolling on bikes and on new motorcycles. So we're awaiting the start of a press conference now. I'm going to turn it back around so we can get a look at the scene. So we have a question from a viewer: why not other neighborhoods? That is something that some city councilors have raised concerns about. Last year, city councilor Justin Hurst sort of raised the question of whether this could divert resources from other parts of the city. And the response that the police commissioner gave at a community meeting last year in November was that he feels that the increased presence here could actually help police presence in other areas, because when officers get called to a busy area like downtown, they can be diverted from their regular beats. Whereas if you have a lot of officers on the ground in downtown, officers in Forest Park or any of the other areas in Springfield might not have to be taken away from where they're supposed to be to respond to that call. So that's the response. Although again, that at least initially did not satisfy Councilor Hurst, who said that the plan could create sort of like a fortress area downtown while leaving other neighborhoods neglected. So we're holding this press conference in Pynchon Plaza, this sort of park area, small like concrete park with sculptures in downtown Springfield on Dwight Street. We're just sort of waiting to get started. I'm Dan Glon with MassLive. We're reporting from the scene of where the city is going to be announcing measures to increase police presence ahead of the MGM Springfield casino opening. And so there are police officials here. You can see Police Commissioner John Barbieri speaking with the city councilor right ahead of us. There's MGM Springfield President Michael Mathis is here. I believe you can see in the distance right in the middle, Chief Development Officer Kevin Kennedy. I believe Mayor Dominic Sarno is going to be here as well. I'm live. I'm live. Just be careful. Well, you know the details of this plan, right? Do you want to do a live spot or no? Okay. So as we're waiting for this press conference to start, I'm going to show you this map again of where these stations are going to be. So if you take a look at that, you can see there's sort of some more physical coverage of the downtown area. The police substation on 75 Dwight Street is going to be sort of the hub. where this 41 officer unit is going to be trained in their C3 anti-gang program, is going to be based out of. And then you see the police kiosk on Main Street and Taylor Street, police kiosk on Riverfront Park, which is sort of like right opposite the casino campus, right down by the water, and the police kiosk on Main Street and Morris Street, a little farther into the south end.
Yeah, I was gonna pop by, but I know TJ was hoping I wouldn't make it. I'd like to at least look at all the information.
Can I grab you for a quick live interview?
Absolutely.
We're actually live, so
Absolutely.
just be aware. All right.
Okay.
So we've got Police Commissioner John Barbieri here, who's going to give us a quick sort of walkthrough of what this program is going to be like before the press conference starts. So take it away.
Absolutely. So this is part of the big picture for downtown. It's the first piece of the public safety plan. It is the establishment and the selection of locations for the substation, which primarily is going to be a place for the officers to report in and out of when they're working in the metro area. It'll have the supervisory staff in it. It'll have a vestibule so people can walk up and talk to a live officer and any questions. It'll have a meeting room for business people and neighborhood residents and anyone with a question to be able to come in and sit down and discuss it with the officers. And then there'll be a location of the kiosks. Eventually, we're going to put in some call for service booths also for people if there's not an officer there to press the buttons. And then we're going to support that through our mobile command vehicle in the area, and men and women on bicycles, motorcycles, on foot, on our new Enduro motorcycles. So the idea will be highly visible, sustained police presence in the metro area. Because as you know, it's not that we have a crime problem. I mean, we're always going to be in an urban environment. We have a huge perception of a crime area in our metro area. So the goal would be the officers of the area suppressing anything that occurs and allowing people to have the confidence in the low crime in the area to be out and about, live, work, and play in the metro area.
So when do you expect, this is going to be sort of part of this new like 41 officer unit that's going to be deploying here too, right? So when is that going to get off the ground? When are we going to start seeing these new officers on the streets?
Well, hopefully we're about to make the supervisors within the next couple of weeks. We're making additional supervisors that allow us to pick more experienced supervisors for the unit. We're going to assign some of the officers in early to start to work with the supervisors. Not all of them, just a few. Some of the officers that we really think are the unsung leaders that can work with the sergeants to try and prepare, work with the community, work with the businesses, start to lay the groundwork. And then we're hoping to have the rest of the officers in at least 6 to 8 months before the casino actually opens. So that anybody coming into the area decides to look at a condo or a home or prospective business to buy a property, they'll see that the security portion is already there.
And the officers in this unit, they're going to be trained in what you guys call C3, this kind of combined like anti-gang community policing sort of technique that you guys have refined over the last several years. So talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely. So the goal here will be a holistic approach to problems. So whether it's crime, community disorder, there's really nothing that's out of reach. Bring your problem to the meeting. If the police can't resolve it, we have 60 plus odd other agencies, profit, non-profit, businesses, religious groups. So the goal will be whatever issue comes up in the neighborhood, we work to solve the issue so that the community thrives. It may be a police response. If that's the case, we'll take care of it. It may be result in a point where it rises to the level of an arrest of an ordinance. But the goal is to try and nip it in the bud, early intervention before it gets to that level. Additionally, the officers here will be trained in customer service. The goal here will be when you're in the area, the officers should go backwards and forwards. Directions, services, the officers, the men and women here should be able to supply you with the answers.
And one of our commenters on this live stream was asking about whether this would sort of neglect the other neighborhoods. Like, why such a focus on downtown? How would you respond to that?
Absolutely, and that's a great question. That was one of my concerns when we started talking about the metro area. and the preparations for it. So fortunately, the city council and the mayor have strategically every year added officers to our complement as the city's economy has gotten better. So in effect, you know, the five-point plan I had when I took over, we shifted 26% of the officers out of bureaus and administrative posts back onto the street, coupled with the additional officers that we hired, have allowed us to not to supplement, but to supplement. So the goal would be more officers in the neighborhoods. We've done that, and then allowed us to move the officers into the metro area. So there's not less officers in the neighborhoods. There's actually more officers in the neighborhood, even when we're done here. And then the additional officers here will allow those officers that have the sector to stay in their neighborhoods and not have to float downtown. So hopefully better service.
So before I let you go to this press conference, Mayor Sarno, walking by right now, has sort of colorfully referred to this plan as cop in a box. What are these boxes actually going to look like? What are the facilities going to be?
Well, we're still in the design stage. The goal will be that they're very simple. They're heating, some air conditioning, the officer doesn't have to be. We also own the area around the kiosk. Necessarily, he or she don't necessarily live and breathe in that. But what they're going to be is service. People can walk up, file a report, talk to the officer, get directions. The officer should have visibility of the area. And the goal would be, again, if you're in the neighborhood, you see a police officer, you think maybe something happened. You see the kiosk, you know that the officer's there as a public service part of the neighborhood.
All right, great. Thanks, Commissioner.
Try to make you look better.
So Mayor Dominic Sarno is about to start this press conference.
Thank you very, very much for being here today. I'm joined by City Councilor and Chair of Public Health and Safety, Tom Ash, and City Councilor Melvin Edwards of Ward 3. And appreciate both those gentlemen being here. Give them a round of applause. Today we're going to be making an announcement. Commissioner Barbieri will be speaking. Kevin Kennedy, I don't know if Mike Mathis officials will be an economic development spin, and as far as the reinvigorating of Pension Plaza, Pat Sullivan, Jeff Watsky, United Field Company. Today we're here to announce, and I want to also thank my internal team, CAFO, TJ Plant, Financial Grant, Pete Garvey, the builder. We really appreciate their efforts in this investment. So overall, this plan being put together not only enhances our downtown business district and tourism area, but will also enhance our neighborhood area with expanded patrols with the academies that I have coming out of the police department. Commissioner Barbieri will speak more of a visionary look of the public safety component. Once again, we're going to have thousands of individuals matriculating the streets of downtown Springfield, whether vehicular or more importantly pedestrian traffic coming from Union Station, the MGM project that is occurring, and these are the phases that we're putting in place to make sure it is safe and aesthetic. So today we announced public safety plan, which really goes into an economic development and visitation aspects and visibility. I know Lyman Woods is here and Kay Simpson from the museum. This comes at a very opportune time as we're going to announce our Dr. Seuss Museum opening up. So what is going to happen is that the substation for the downtown area, this is a separate component built off not only our financial stability in the city, MGM monies, but having a separate distinct police force, which will be under the command of Mr. Barbieri, under the command of Captain Chuck Huffnagel, who is here. The substation in a public-private partnership, as we're doing with MGM, but with related deal, Mr. Jeff Kowalski will be speaking, will be right here at 75 White Street. Strategic decision made to reinvigorate Pinchin Plaza, which Pat Sullivan will be speaking about in a partnership with related Beal. But also, we're going to spread blue, 24/7 visibility, which you're going to see from gateway areas. South End, you will see one of those police kiosks will be located at the corner of Morris and Main Street. The riverfront, from the well over hundreds of thousands of cars that are going to matriculate and visitors as we also reinvigorate with the announcement of Riverfront Park, you're going to see another station, kiosk, which will be in the old train depot at Riverfront Park, Hall of Fame Way. People will see that walking, people will see that from their cars. You're going to see another police kiosk, North Block area, over toward the North Block area, at Taylor and Main Street, which will help anchor the Union Station, the Stockbridge Porch, which has now been done with the Silver Brick, I'm so used to that, apartments that are being done there. This will also be compounded with a full force of brave men and women in blue dedicated to the areas with different type of patrols that you'll see that Commissioner Barbieri will speak of. Again, gateway areas, 24/7 blue that you will see, very, very visible, which will also be supplemented with call boxes, much as you see at college or university campuses. So the important component is that we're looking to roll these things out as early as a year ahead of time with MGM, if not 6 months ahead of time moving forward. So with that, let me talk about the strategy. And Commissioner Barbieri gets it, and so don't his men and women in blue, that there's a connection. They're wearing two hats, not only public safety, but economic development. The Commissioner is very progressive, very visionary in his leadership moving forward. So with that, let me turn it over to Commissioner Barbieri to indicate the public safety. Commissioner John Barbieri.
Thank you for the kind words here. So 3 years ago when I took over as police commissioner, I knew I not only had to work on the strategic infrastructure of the police department, but I knew we were going to have an additional 10,000 people a day in the metro area. Very fortunate to be supported by a great team of people, including Deputy Chief William Cochran and Captain Trent Huffnagel. We pulled together a public safety plan to work with Mike Mathis for MGM. It's fully supported by the mayor and the city council in regards to staffing. The goal here is to deal with a perception of crime problem in the downtown area. We're always going to have urban challenges. We're not a wealthy city, but through economic development that has occurred throughout the city, we've been able to increase our staffing to not only cope with the additional 10,000 people, but to be highly visible and have a stabilized presence in the area to combat the perception of crime that just permeates metro areas across the country. Again, we use kiosks so that people that come and visit or work and live in the metro area will know that the officers that they see are not there in response to some sort of an issue or a crisis. That is a post. That's where the men and women work day in and day out, highly visible, ever present, ready to assist them if there's a problem, if they need a direction, if they need to file a report, working on any issues in the downtown area. They're going to be using strategies and methodologies of C3 policing, which has been finally honed in the neighborhoods, for a holistic approach to any problems that occur in the metro area. For people that will work, live, and play here, there will be police, profits, non-profits, religious agencies. Any issues that arise, there'll be somebody that they can turn to for assistance. The goal is to make this place where people want to work, live, and play. Work with MGM, work with businesses, work with government leaders. And again, we'll have that highly visible, sustained presence. The gateways will be covered, Main and Morris, Main and Taylor, the substation will certainly assist with the gateway to the museums and the rest of the city. It certainly provides access to the Mass Mutual Center and a highly visible, sustained presence for the numerous events and concerts that will be here. And it'll be supplemented by walking patrols, bicycle patrols, motorized vehicles, motorcycles, and scooter patrols, and our mobile command center, which will be posted right out in front of the Mass Mutual Center on a vast majority of evenings and overnights, so that anybody that gets out of their car, anybody that leaves their apartment building, anybody that walks out of work, when they hit Main Street or the side streets, they'll know that the police are in the area to protect and serve. That is the goal. Hopefully we'll achieve it. We'll plan and adjust as we move forward. But we want to support what's occurring in Springfield. We've seen a major turn in our economic conditions here, and the police department is certainly going to serve it. While doing that, it's vital that we serve the neighborhoods. Mayor touched upon that. The men and women that have been added to the metro area are in addition to the men and women that are already working with the police department. Our numbers have been gradually increased over the last 3 years to allow us to provide this service without diminishing our ability to serve the neighborhoods. When we took over, my team and I worked to transfer 26% of the men and women that are assigned inside to either administrative or investigative units to put them back into the sectors in uniform. We've done that. We've certainly increased the number of men and women that are on patrol. Additionally, what the Metro unit will do is it will anchor this area, and they'll be able to take calls for service in the Metro area that have traditionally pulled men and women west from the eastern portion of the sector. So not only are there men and women in those areas, they're able to stay there and deal with the issues for those neighborhood residents instead of being called to the population center and really one of the busiest areas of the city, which is the Metro West area. So hopefully, as part of the bigger plan, public safety will not just improve for downtown, but for the entire city. Thank you.
We have time for this game or what? And as the commissioner did indicate, this is something that we will continue to review. So that does not preclude our administration, public safety, and economic development from looking at other areas of the downtown areas that we need to suffer. Now I want, and it'll come up, the dynamic duo here, Kevin Kennedy and Mike Mathis of MGM. MGM has been an outstanding corporate citizen. This is a public and private partnership, and they will speak about the economic development spin and the correlation of public safety and economic development. So, Kevin and Mike, please.
Thank you, Mayor. A little over 5.5 years ago, we set out to remake and revitalize the city, and it's really personally satisfying to see us get to this point today. Public safety was an integral component of what we needed to do to bring Springfield back. And today we're here talking about something that is really critical to our future. I would also say that MGM, when we were negotiating our HCA, thanks, Bill. When we were negotiating the HCA with the companies that were bidding for the casino license here in Springfield, when we proposed the public safety concept, MGM embraced it. They didn't walk away from it, they didn't argue, they actually embraced it. And if you look up in the HCA agreement, you will find a section there that calls direct mitigation impacts. And MGM will be paying $37.5 million over 15 years. And that's where all this funding is coming from to increase the public safety aspects of it. It also includes fire. It also includes some DPW. We also have a wonderful marriage here, besides the fact that MGM is paying for it. The related companies is going to make a significant tens of millions of dollars investment into this complex here. And we've talked about the necessity to revitalize Pinchon Plaza, to connect it back up to the quadrangle with the new Seuss Museum. So all these pieces are going together, and it's very, very important. So I very much want to thank MGM, and I also want to welcome Related and Jeff Brodsky to Springfield. And we look forward to really moving Springfield forward, and I hope you can all feel the things that are happening in Springfield, because there are more to come. So, Mike.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Mayor and Kevin, congratulations. This is a really important moment for the downtown community. MGM is an investor in the downtown, not in just our four corners, but in the whole district. I'll continue to let Kevin think that he extracted those commitments from MGM, but the truth is we volunteered them because we believe in public safety. We want to make sure the tens of thousands of people that come daily, the millions that will come annually, feel welcomed in the downtown. And it's really gratifying as I look across this landscape. You've got the Mass Mutual Center, which we're actively working with the state to help manage and increase activity on. You obviously have our site behind it. But I think this whole corridor, including Pension Plaza and the connection to the museums, is so critical to our own business plan. So we've said all along that it's not about our four corners. We want to make sure that the guests that come downtown, of course, stay at a resort, but they experience the rest of the downtown. And I couldn't be more pleased than to have related field companies here. It's a truly blue chip real estate company. You remember the days when some of our naysayers said that with the casino came, that will scare away legitimate businesses. I will point it out as extremely frustrating. One, because it's not accurate, and two, we knew it would be the exact opposite. Since our arrival, Chang Chung Railway Company has come to redevelop the brownfield and Westinghouse site. This great company, Jeff, invested tens of millions of dollars into the Chestnut Towers, and I think the brightest parts of Springfield's future are ahead of us. So thank you all for being here, and look forward to seeing you in the fall of 2018.
As Mike Mathis alluded to, another good corporate citizen, we're very excited. Jeff Brodsky is here from a related company, Related Deal, and that they're going to be sinking millions and millions of dollars in not only stabilizing Chestnut Towers, but helping them move it forward. And they're going to play an integral part in partnering with Pat Sullivan, my economic development team, reinvigorating Pinchin Plaza and reconnecting it to the quadrant, which is a beautiful jewel, cities on site, with the envy, museum system, library system that we have, and it is so timely. The Dr. Seuss Museum opening up next week. So with that, I will call Mr. Brodsky and Mr. Sullivan, and they can speak a little bit more about the partnership with Pinchin Plaza.
We have been incredibly impressed by the public-private partnership that we have seen in the dozens of conversations we've had over the last few months with both the mayor's administration, with the commissioner and his team, with Michael and the MGM folks, with Kay and the museum, with every kind of stakeholder in workforce development. We are exceptionally impressed with the direction of what is very obviously a city on the upswing. The entire cultural and administrative and real estate industry are working in tandem and growing in the same direction. I can promise you, as a firm that works in dozens of states around the United States and hundreds of cities, we do not often find that sense of coordinated public-private partnership, and we are very, very pleased to be able to participate and to do our part in that revitalization of Springfield. At the same time, we are also particularly thrilled and supportive of the location of the substation here, adjacent to Pinchon Park, the singular keystone gateway between downtown and the jewel of Springfield's cultural center, which is the Springfield Museums. We are more than thrilled that the PD and the commissioner have indicated that they will be taking space here. We believe will be a tremendous benefit to what is ultimately a key intersection, especially from a pedestrian-friendly standpoint, to the usefulness of Springfield downtown to ultimately not only tie the Mass Mutual Center, but also to the arts and the culture and the restaurants of downtown and stimulating starting with this key intersection between the north-south and east-west corridor. So we are thrilled to have the role that we have. We are thrilled to be the new participant in the neighborhood revitalization. We are thrilled to be able to coordinate our efforts and leverage our investment with the investments that have already been made by so many who are committed to the revitalization of Springfield. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This is an exciting day for the park department. This park is 41 years old this year. For the past 2 years, we've been working with Kay Simpson, Devin Plotkin, and Lyman Wood on developing plans for this park. And the missing piece has been the direct abutter, which is Chestnut Park. So when Jeff called us wanting to reach out, wanting to work with us. It was welcome news, and because of that news, Mayor Sarno is putting $30,000 forward in July 1 to start the designs for this park. So we look forward over the next 6 months developing those plans and working with the whole downtown community and the redevelopment of this park. Thank you.
Thank you again, and to Councilor Ash and Councilor Edwards, thank you, and to the museum, the museums in Kay and Lyman, Evans, to Jazz himself. Don't forget, August 12th, Jazz and Roots Fest. It's already a great company over there. So I don't have any questions or comments, but it is finally the pieces of the puzzle are coming together. Again, we'd like to have this rolled out as early as a year ahead of time, if not 6 months ahead of time. Strategic locations in high traffic visibility areas, not only vehicular, but pedestrian, and supplemented by the patrols and the leadership of Mr. Gardner. Again, all the right partnerships, MGM right now, Mr. Jeff Roski, your lady, Chestnut Towers, and we're very hopeful in the near future that we'll have some more announcements coming pertaining to Court Square with 31 Elm and possibly the Paramount. So I thank everyone. It's been a team approach, and Springfield moves forward. Thank you.
This is Dan Glon with MassLive. We just concluded this press conference with the city announcing its public safety plan ahead of the MGM Springfield opening, and tied in with some of the economic development area, the opening of Union Station. That's expected to bring thousands more people to downtown on a regular basis. So there's going to be 3 new police substations, police booths, a new police substation, and the city just finished announcing all that. So I'm going to sign off. Thanks for tuning in.